Good evening, I'm Veronica Grizzle.
And now I'm Bryan Colbert. Lincoln police arrest 2 men for a string of daylight robberies.
And they're yelling timber because it's all coming down at Centennial Mall, making way for a greener Lincoln.
That and more coming live from Star City News right now.
From the campus of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln and the studios of Anderson Hall, this is Star City News now.
Good evening and welcome to Star City News. I'm Veronica Grizzle.
And now I'm Bryan Colbert.
Little time to save people with
High-speed
bleeding
chase
disorders,
led to the arrest of
immune
2 people in connection with a string of
severe
robberies.
burns, trauma, and other conditions.
Police say these men may be
highly
connected
trained
to
staff
more
follow
thefts
strict
around the
safety
Lincoln area.
guidelines when
Star
collecting
City's
your
Brianna
plasma to
Foster
ensure
reporting
your
live with
well-being
more.
and comfort.
Veronica and Bryan, I'm here at 1st and Humphrey Avenue, an area where a string of robberies occurred and a few homes were even targeted. A local resident says that it has left people shaken up.
2 robbery suspects were arrested yesterday, responsible for stealing about $46,000 worth of property. Items include DVDs, flat-screen TVs, assorted jewelry, and a bike. The suspects are linked to at least 4 robberies in Lancaster County over the past few weeks. Stan Grieve lives in the area and is concerned.
And you start thinking about how, maybe what other security measures a person ought to take. I've loaded my guns. they're ready, if someone should break in.
Police are looking for others who may have been involved, and they're also hoping to recover stolen property.
During the course of their fleeing from their vehicle to when they were apprehended, we believe that they may have deposited items that were stolen in this burglary yesterday or other.
The sheriff says people who live in the Adams and Shirley Court area should report any property that has been left there or any that is missing. So far, the suspects are connected to 4 burglaries, but the sheriff says it could total up to 9. Live at 1st and Humphrey, I'm Brianna Foster for Star City News.
Thanks, Brianna. Police are urging Lincoln residents to keep their doors locked and their eyes open.
Speaking of robberies, these gas prices have been hitting my pockets.
That's right, Brian. Gas prices are rising in Lincoln. Over the past week, gas has gone up an average of 5 cents per gallon. Senior petroleum analyst Patrick Dehan of GasBuddy.com says it's only going to get worse. Even with the increase, the price is 40 cents per gallon lower than this time a year ago. Lincoln drivers weigh in on the hit to their wallets.
Maybe and go down a couple cents, but it's interesting in a country that espouses I'd like to see it stabilize maybe.
Arizona lawmakers passed a bill that would allow businesses to deny service to gay and lesbian customers. Restaurant owners can do this as long as they are expressing their religious freedom through the action. Nebraska Representative for LGBTQ rights, Pat Tetrault, has this to say about the bill.
It's interesting in a country that espouses equal rights and that has an ideology of treating everyone with respect and liberty and justice for all, that in the public realm there's been a bill that's been passed that would legalize discrimination.
The bill was sent to Arizona Governor Jan Brewer on Monday, and she has 5 days to decide whether it becomes a law.
Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel wants to shrink the armies into the smallest size in 74 years. This proposal is a part of the financial reshaping that would close military bases as well as other ways to save money. Hagel outlined his vision in speech at the Pentagon just a week before President Barack Obama is to submit his 2015 budget plan to Congress. Hagel said that the U.S. forces must adjust to the reality of smaller budgets. The Nebraska prison system stands in the way of marriage. 2 inmates have been engaged for more than 2 years but can't get married because prison officials won't place the pair in the same room or allow the use of technology to have the ceremony. The American Civil Liberties Union of Nebraska is suing Nebraska prisons, saying the couple's constitutional rights are being violated. And now I'm Bryan
Coming up after the break, the Centennial Mall is undergoing some major changes.
And meteorologist Amber Michaels gives us a look at the weather. Hopefully the snow is stopped. That and more coming.
Well,
Well, you guys, the cold has certainly made its way back to us this week. Temperatures are about 40 to 45 degrees colder than we saw just 1 week ago. Now, as meteorological spring approaches, can we expect to see an increase in temperature? I'm Chief Meteorologist Amber Michael, and meteorologist Tyler Hurley will have all that and more coming up live on Star City News.
The Lincoln Children's Museum is an exciting family experience for everyone. It offers 3 floors of hands-on exhibits and imaginative programs that allow children and adults to discover the adventure of learning through play together. Build, dance, play, climb, sing, and laugh at the Lincoln Children's Museum in Lincoln, Nebraska. Here you can be whatever and go wherever your imagination takes you. The Lincoln Children's Museum invites children to create, discover, and learn through the power of play.
More than 4 million lives are saved each year, thanks to ordinary people who simply donate a pint of blood. One simple donation can save up to 3 lives. The friendly staff of the Nebraska Community Blood Bank are there with everything needed to help you be that hero. Saving lives is just an appointment away. Call 402-486-9414 to set up your appointment today. Be the hero.
Get in touch with your state history at the Nebraska History Museum. Even if you're from out of state, the Nebraska History Museum provides an excellent look into the life of Nebraska, from the very first Nebraskans to more recent times. The museum has so many exhibits to draw you in and really discover Nebraska's past. The Nebraska History Museum is located at 15th and P Streets, so come visit today for some quality history.
Thousands of people
Welcome back to Star City News. I'm Bryan Colbert.
And I'm Veronica Grizzle. There has been some noise around campus today, Brian.
You're right. Everywhere I went, I could just hear a bunch of noise.
burns,
Yep,
trauma,
well,
and
Star
other
City's
conditions.
Reed Kilmer has more.
Our highly trained
Landscape around downtown Lincoln.
Oh, shoot.
Does he not have his mic on?
Go to the package.
Package. No.
Here you go.
Snow isn't the only thing falling today in Lincoln. Trees are being removed in Phase 1 of the Centennial Mall renovation. Over 100 new trees have been planted since 2012. Construction is Phase 2 of the project that starts this summer. The stretch of land that runs from the state capitol to R Street will be home to new green spaces, water features, benches, tables, and chairs. The project's campaign coordinator, Susan Rodenberg, said the area will have a special feature for learning. Rodenberg didn't have time for a sit-down interview today, but agreed to talk with us over the phone.
Technology will allow the opportunity for the 4th grade students and anybody that visits the mall an opportunity to gain access to a website that will connect them to even more information about the famous Nebraskans and other amenities that are included in the mall.
QR codes and Wi-Fi are part of that plan that will lend themselves to the Native American and agricultural areas of the mall. Not everyone has favored how long it's taken the city to clean up the area, though. UNL student Tanner Westerholt said the view is a representation of the college.
Looks is basically the first thing people see of on campus. Because once you go in the buildings, that's academic, but when you go outside, it's more about scenery and making people feel right at home.
Pay for reconstruction by purchasing granite or bronze educational tiles that will frame the 7 blocks of the mall. Tiles sell for $1,000 to $25,000. For Star City News, I'm Reed Kilmer.
Follow strict safety guidelines.
You know, it's always nice to see the
collecting
city
your
of Lincoln
plasma
taking the
to
time to
ensure
make
your
those
well-being
improvements.
and comfort.
And speaking
Plasma
of
is
improvements,
the
Brian,
important
Lincoln
source
hopes to
material
hit a
used
home
make
run with some new
life-saving
baseball
medicine,
fields.
And it can only
The youth sports complex has become a priority for the city officials. Lincoln Chamber of Commerce president said that this will be a tremendous opportunity for the city, as it will keep teams from traveling to places like Kansas City and Des Moines, which is a huge loss of revenue for the city. Their goal is to have a complex similar for those located in other states that can attract thousands each summer. Over $14,000 was stolen from Southwest High School Booster Club. Police arrested Amy Lusab today on suspicion of stealing from the club over the past 2 years. Officer Katie Flood said investigators believe the former booster took gift cards and cash from the club's petty funds and altered deposits between October 2011 and October 2013.
Children will now have an opportunity to eat breakfast at school. A bill introduced by Senator Bill Avery would encourage schools to create alternative morning meal programs. Options would include grab-and-go breakfast or just breakfast in the classroom. Another bill was introduced that would make transferring to a school for sports more difficult. The new legislation would set up a process for schools to move around to different sports levels in competition. The NSAA will address aspects of the bill in April, mainly tightening up loopholes in transfers and requiring student athletes to sit out of varsity sports for 180 days.
It's been rough outside. Snow has been falling nonstop, and me and my car have had enough.
I know, Brian. I mean, what happened to that warm weather from last week?
I don't know, but hopefully meteorologist Tyler Henry has some good news for us.
Here's what's happening outside right now. This is Star City News weather.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you're able to stay warm. Unfortunately, that warm weather we had last week is gone, at least for the foreseeable future. 17 for your high today, or 17 currently, so pretty bitter out there. Mostly cloudy, winds out of the northeast. That's going to help bring those temperatures down as we had a little bit of a snow system move through and a cold front today. As that started to move through, we saw a few flurries in Lincoln, nothing too serious. But we did see up to about a trace to a 1/4 of an inch accumulation in some areas, depending on which side of town you're on. That should move through by the later hours into tonight, so we shouldn't see much more tonight from this system. Future SATRAD right now shows that system moving out. We should clear out through it overnight into clear skies, which will help us warm up tomorrow. So tomorrow looks to be about the nicest day we're going to have in the 7-day forecast. So you better enjoy it, because it's probably going to be the last day above freezing that we're going to have for the foreseeable future. Taking a look at the current maps right now, pretty chilly across Nebraska, but pretty even temps. You see 19 in Grand Island, Hastings, 19 in Omaha. That's going to carry through all the way out throughout Nebraska, so pretty cold in general. Now, taking a look at the national map, you see this cold system has moved through all the way across the United States. For the most part, you have to go as far south as San Antonio to really see nice weather. We're talking 70s there. Unfortunately, people in International Falls at 1 degree are not experiencing that. Now, one of the reasons we do have such cold weather is we have this high pressure system that's sitting off of the coast of California. Now, as the upper atmosphere flows across and around that high pressure, it does bring that cold weather and air down from Canada and the Arctic, and that's why we've been seeing such cold weather. So unfortunately, it does look to stay for the time being. Taking a look at the almanac, 23 for your high today. We actually reached that this morning. We've been dropping ever since then. So unfortunately, we have been cooling down. Your low was 8 today. We experienced that just right before sunrise, actually. Normal today is, your normal high today is 41 degrees, and your record is 77. That would have been lovely. Unfortunately, we're about 50 degrees cooler than that, so very bitter in the capital city. Tonight, expect lows to get down to about 1 degree of mostly cloudy skies. We, again, might have a chance for flurries as that system moves through, but it should clear out overnight. Winds out of the south, 10 to 15 miles an hour. That's going to help us warm up going into tomorrow as those winds shift from the west, southwest. That wind coming over and down from the Rockies is going to actually have a warming effect on Lincoln. Plus, with partly cloudy skies, we're going to see some sunlight. That'll help us get up to our high temperature of about 33 degrees. And again, this is going to be about the only day above freezing in the foreseeable future. Your 7-day forecast, right after tomorrow, we're going to drop down to a bitter 14 degrees, unfortunately. Moving into the weekend, we do expect to see a chance of snow on Friday. Shouldn't be too bad. Similar to today, not a whole lot of accumulation. However, looking into Saturday overnight, we do expect that snow accumulation to increase, and we have a greater chance then. Start out or finish the weekend and start your work week with temperatures in the teens, so unfortunately, not a warm-up in the near future. I'm meteorologist Tyler Hurley. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Tyler. Well, that wasn't the good news I was looking for. So, Lincoln, you better bust out those wool socks and snuggies, because the cold weather doesn't look like it's leaving anytime soon.
And although it's been cold, the Nebraska sports teams have been hot recently. Our own Connor Stang will fill us in after the break.
Thousands of people safely donate plasma every day. All it takes is a little time to save people with bleeding disorders, immune deficiencies, severe burns, trauma, and other conditions. Our highly trained staff follows strict safety guidelines when collecting your plasma to ensure your well-being and comfort. Plasma is the important source material used to make life-saving medicines, and it can only come from healthy adults. Save a life today. Donate plasma at Biomat, where we have pride for donors and passion for patients.
Don't let the disability you face stop you from going to the places you need to go. Through the busing system of Lincoln StarTran, the Handy Van services are there to give you the transportation you need. Everybody has places they need to go within the city. Handy Van will ensure that you are able to get there. For questions or to apply, search Lincoln Handy Van online or call 402-441-7871 today. Your destination awaits.
This year marks the 50th anniversary of the Sheldon Art Museum being open here in Lincoln, Nebraska.
I'm Connor Stang, and here's your sports for the day. Last night, the women's basketball team used a hot shooting performance to take down number 8 Penn State. Nebraska's Tierra Laudermill made 7 threes to help the Huskers to a 20-point win at Pinnacle Bank Arena. The Huskers made 16 threes as a team and trail Penn State by a half game in the Big Ten standings. The women aren't the only team on a win streak, though. The men have won 5 in a row as they seek a spot in the NCAA tournament. Here's Lanny Holstein with the story.
As Nebraska, for the first time in Tim Miles' tenure, has knocked off a ranked team. They have beaten the...
Is the NCAA tournament a real possibility for the Huskers? Everybody wants to know exactly where Nebraska stands with 2 weeks left to go, and nobody really does. Quality wins over Michigan State and Ohio State have the Big Red alive, but there's still those close losses against UMass and Michigan that got away.
Yeah, you got to put that past you. I mean, coulda, woulda, shoulda, right? So, I mean, like, you can't just be like, oh, we should have won that game because we didn't. I mean, if we would have done the things that we were supposed to win, we would have won it. And that we didn't do it, we didn't execute, so we lost. And got to move on and not make those mistakes again.
Up next for the Big Red, it's another game with the Illini tomorrow night. The Huskers beat them 67-58 a couple weeks ago here at the Pinnacle Bank Arena. But tomorrow night, the game is on the road.
This is, I think, a group with their head on right for the most part. We're not perfect, but I think they've got their mind in the right place. I think it'll be a tough game. I think it'll be a good game.
It is a bit of a long shot, according to the national experts, but with 4 games to go, Nebraska is on the proverbial bubble. Reporting for Star City News, I'm Lanny Holstein.
3 former Husker football players are at the NFL Combine. Cornerback Stanley Jean-Baptiste went today, earning a broad jump of 128 inches. He has a 40-yard time of 4.61. Wide receiver Quincy Enunwa performed Sunday, earning a 4.45 time in the 40 and had 19 bench reps. Offensive lineman Spencer Long went Saturday and earned an overall grade of 5.26. The Winter Olympics ended on Sunday with host Russia taking first in the medal standings. The United States finished 4th with 28 medals, 9 of which were gold. Nebraska native Kurt Tomasevich helped the U.S. earn bronze in the 4-man bobsled competition. Nebraska softball's Tatum Edwards earned a no-hitter on Sunday against Boise State. The Huskers defeated the Broncos 4-0 in 6 innings. It was Edwards' first career no-hitter. That's what's going on in sports today. For Star City News, I'm Connor Stang.
Thanks, Connor. Let's hope that that's her first no-hitter of many.
Yeah, Brian, I mean, the women's sports teams are really taking care of business here.
I heard that. There may be some rule changes coming to the NFL.
Yeah, the NFL is considering penalizing players 15 yards for using the N-word on the field. The NFL Competition Committee is also looking into other methods to deter players from using other racial and gender-specific slurs during games and looks to enact the move next month.
Douglas County Attorney Don Klein announced Monday that the 17-year-old Christopher Spears would be prosecuted as an adult. Spears has been charged with second-degree murder and uses of a weapon to commit a felony. Klein alleges that after an argument with the 17-year-old boy Dominique Hawley, Spears took a shotgun and shot Hawley in the face. Doctors are looking for more information about a polio-like syndrome that has caused paralysis in a handful of California children. Neurologists have identified a patient that have been paralyzed in one or more of their limbs between August 2012 and July 2013. Doctors said that they are evaluating the case as they are reported and believe the risk is still very low.
Hey, Brian, have you heard of those personality quizzes that have been going around on social media?
Yeah, I took the Fresh Prince one, and I'm pleased to inform you that I got the Carlton down pat.
Well, I wasn't really too pleased with mine, but we have Larry Brown to tell us more with social media.
Stay connected with the latest social media here on Star City News.
Hello and welcome to the latest social media buzz around the internet. I'm Larry Brown. You know, it's awful cold out this time of year, but it seems Tonight Show host Jimmy Fallon didn't get the message because he's taking a dip inside Lake Michigan of all places. Fallon was challenged by Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel to take part in a polar plunge to benefit Special Olympics Chicago. Fallon made it official when he called himself Swimmy Fallon on Twitter. The plunge takes place this weekend. If you ever just sat back and thought what kind of superhero you'd be, well, wait no more. The website BuzzFeed's put together quizzes that range from where you should live, what Harry Potter character are you, and stuff in between. These quizzes are sweeping Facebook and Twitter. I took the What Marvel Character Are You quiz, and I got the Incredible Hulk. I really can't imagine why that is. It's February, and let me tell you something, brother. Hulkamania is back. Hulk Hogan made his return for the 30th rendition of World Wrestling Entertainment's flagship spectacle, WrestleMania. For those of you old enough to remember, he was part of the first WrestleMania when he was tag team partners with Mr. T. I don't know about you, but I still take my vitamins and say my prayers just like the Hulkster. The emotional outpouring for the death of actor-director Harold Ramis has made its way through all social media. Ramis is best known for his role as Dr. Egon Spengler on Ghostbusters, but directed such films as Caddyshack, Groundhog Day, and Analyze This. Comedic luminaries such as Billy Crystal and Dan Aykroyd took to Twitter to give their condolences. Well, that's all I have for you today. I'm Larry Brown. That's your latest social media buzz. Stay connected with Star City News on Twitter and Facebook.
Thousands of people save
Thanks,
to donate
Larry.
plasma
I'm personally a
every
huge
day.
fan of the Hulk
All it
Hogan,
takes
so
is a
it's nice to see
little time
Hulkamania
save
come
people
back.
with bleeding disorders,
And Robin Thicke is in the
immune
news
deficiencies,
again, and so is his
severe
girl
burns,
Miley.
trauma,
See that
and
more
other
up next.
Our highly trained staff follows strict safety guidelines when collecting your plasma to ensure your well-being and comfort. Plasma is the important source material used to make life-saving medicines, and it can only come from healthy adults. Save a life today. Donate plasma at Biomat, where we have pride for donors and passion for patients.
Don't let the disability you face stop you from going to the places you need to go. Through the busing system of Lincoln StarTran, the Handy Van services are there to give you the transportation you need. Everybody has places they need to go within the city. Handy Van will ensure that you are able to get there. For questions or to apply, search Lincoln Handy Van online or call 402-441-7871 today. Your destination awaits.
And now for the latest in entertainment on the Star City News Network.
What's up, everyone? I'm Megan Williams with your entertainment news. The lines may have been a little too blurred for celebrity couple Paula Patton and Robin Thicke. That's right, after 8 years of marriage and 20 years of being an item, they've announced that they're splitting up. The two made a statement today saying, "We will always love each other and be best friends. However, we have mutually decided to separate." All you smilers out there going to the Bangers tour, close your eyes and cover your ears because we've got a spoiler. There will be twerking, giant stuffed animals, and of course, the infamous Miley tongue. Her most recent tour stop in California left fans wanting more, and even Katy Perry joined in on the action with a kiss. After the spontaneous smooch, Miley joked, "Katy, I kissed a girl, and I really liked it." Real Housewives of Atlanta star Nene Leakes and Full House's Candace Cameron are ready to dance. And I'm not talking about a house party. The TV sensations are joining Dancing with the Stars after the unexpected firing of host Brooke Burke. ABC has announced today that Fox Sports' Erin Andrews will be taking her place. ABC hopes that the change in cast will increase their ratings. Matt Rutler better take a break to the store and get some pickles and ice cream. His fiancée, Christina Aguilera, is pregnant. She's admitted to being expecting her second child and recently took time off from The Voice to spend time with her son Max. Shakira has replaced her on the judges panel. Speaking of The Voice, season 6 kicked off last night. The judges were impressed by just about everyone, but Bria Kelly's audition stole the show. If you missed last night's The Voice, don't worry about it. Blind auditions continue tonight. That's all I've got over here. I'm Megan Williams with Star City's Entertainment News. Back to you, Bryan and Veronica.
Thanks, Megan. Well, that news made my day.
Why, Bryan?
Paula Patton's back on the scene. I need to get on
I'm
that.
more excited about Robin Thicke being back on the scene.
Well, it's understandable. Well, there's so much more celebrity news that may excite you.
Oh, what's that?
A big name has been announced for a free concert at UNL. Ryan Swanigan has more.
Get the latest campus info with UNews.
Hi everyone, Ryan Swanigan here with your latest news and happenings at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. A pairing of rather unique organizations is emerging. UNL's International Quilt Study Center and Museum has already added nearly 100 high-resolution pieces of artwork to the Google Art Project. This will allow virtual visitors to explore its quilt collection online. There are many categories users can go through to find their favorite works, in addition to video chats and guided tours to locate and discuss the quilts themselves. And who says Cleveland has to rock? The Cleveland Orchestra will be coming to the Lead Center for Performing Arts this Thursday. Showtime is set for 7:30 p.m. and the night will feature 2 programs in which the 100-member ensemble will perform Tchaikovsky's Symphony No. 5. And finally, from classical music to the rap industry, Big Sean is coming to Lincoln. The UPC, or University Program Council, announced this week that the Detroit MC will perform at the UNL Spring Concert on Wednesday, April 9th in the Nebraska Union Green Space. Mark your calendars for an 8 p.m. start time, and the event is free and open to the public. That's it for this edition of UNews. I'm Ryan Swanigan. Let's go back to the anchor desk.
I'm really excited about that concert. Bryan, are you planning on going?
Of course. I'm not the type to turn down a free ticket.
Well, I hear there's some more news in entertainment.
Nebraska's own Larry the Cable Guy will be performing at the Pinnacle Bank Arena. The show is scheduled for April 25th. All proceeds for the event will go to the Team Jack Foundation.
And ladies, I'm sorry, but your favorite running back is now off the market. Rex Burkhead and fiancée Danielle got married over the weekend. Former teammate Jeremiah Searles Instagrammed this photo of the pair tying the knot. Burkhead is currently the running back for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, that's all we have for you tonight. Be sure to join us again Thursdays. From Star City News, I'm Bryan Colbert.
And I'm Veronica Grizzle. Good night.